What's going on YouTube, man? So if you're somewhere and you gotta earn Blue Jacket of the Quarter, Sailor of the Quarter, Instructor of the Year, Sailor of the Year, anything like that, man, then this video is for you. I'm gonna give you some tips on how to perform during those boards. Here we go. All right, tip number one, man, make sure that you know how you're being judged. Like, this is the most important tip of all of them. Everything I'm gonna say, you gotta know how you're being judged. So this is what I recommend to you. I recommend you go in your share drive, or you find whoever's in charge of the boards and ask them, can you have a copy of the actual grading sheet? The grading sheet is gonna give you all the answers, man. Plain and simple, the grading sheet is gonna give you all the answers. So usually it's a point system, so get the grading sheet, max it out. Get the grading sheet and max it out. If you need education points, get educated. If you need to volunteer, do that. If you need to be qualified, get qualified. If you need some mess involvement, get involved. If you're not involved in the first class petty officer mess or the junior petty officer association or something like that, if you're not involved in that stuff, and it's points on your grading sheet and you're up for those points and they will give you less points because you're not, get involved. It's really not that, it's not that crazy. Just go to a cookout or something and just be like, hey, I fed 5,000 people and we raised about $1,200 on this date. That's all you got to say. Like, even if you just went out there and, you know, handed out a napkin, I've seen people do it, and then they put it on the eval and they, you know, they'll win of the quarter for it. All right, man, make sure your uniform is squared away, man. Make that uniform spotless. Make it look spotless. Have a separate uniform for it. Like, if you go another quarter and you know that it's in the service uniform, the NSUs, then make sure you have a separate NSUs just for inspection. Or if you got the working uniform, make sure you have a separate working uniform just for inspections. I did it. Shoot, get cool with the LS and get you some new boots and shine those boots and have those boots just for inspections, because that of the quarter is gonna move you to other year contention. So it'll help out. If you can afford it, of course. I paid a lot of money for my uniforms. Like, I had multiple uniforms just set aside just for boards. Like, for my officer board, I had a whole set of ribbon racks. It was pressed, and I only used those ribbon racks just for boarding. So and I think the ribbon rack off of Medals of America was like maybe $200, something like that. But you know, I wanted to win that bad that I always kept like a pristine set. I even had my own iodized medals and everything. I think that's how you say it, but it's like the very, very shiny medals. I had my own set of medals set aside just for inspection purposes and picture taking. Like, if you want to win, you're gonna have to put that work in to win. So hopefully you got somebody telling you this, but make sure you practice facing movements. Facing movements is a big one. It's really, really easy to mess it up, but it's also easy to get it right. So facing movements, Sailor's Creed, make sure you knock both of those out the park. Easy points. Back to that grading sheet, I highly suggest you grade yourself and see where you fall. Like, if they said, okay, education points, you only get a max out on 3 to 5 education points. Or if you had different types of education, those count for more points than others. For an example, if you had no associate's degree, you get 0 points, but if you had an associate's degree, you get 1 point. You had a bachelor's degree, it gets you 2 points, and a master's degree gets you 3 points. Make sure you know that point system and grade yourself and see how well you fall out. That way you know how to improve. So what kind of questions we looking at? Current events, recent uniform changes, nav admins. If it's around chief season, when's the chief's birthday? Especially if you're first class, they're gonna ask you that. The command motto is a good place to look too. Command motto, Navy Times, Blue Jackets manual, my Navy HR updates, PRT standards, especially how they have been changing. I'll definitely take a look at the PRT standards. Make sure your grooming is good too. Your uniform needs to fit. Like, if you know you gained some weight and you know you pudging and the button's sticking out, make sure you get another uniform a size up for inspections. That way you look nice and you look presentable. Haircuts, that's an easy one. Hygiene is important. Not gonna go too deep into that. Lastly, I'm just gonna say, speak loudly, have confidence, be honest. Make sure you look all the board members in the eye, and you should do fine if you follow those steps. It's a lot of steps, but it does take practice. I got good at it because I practiced, and I also was on instructor duty as well, so I did practice, you know, speaking in front of people, so it wasn't hard for me anymore. But yeah, hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll catch you next time. Y'all have a great one. Hopefully everybody's doing well, everybody's safe. Take care of yourselves, take care of everybody around you, and y'all be easy. Peace.